Hi, this is All Things Voluntary, and my name is Brandon Rourke. And today I'll be answering the question, what is political ideology? At the heart of political and philosophical discourse is the often neglected definition of political ideology. A political ideology can be fairly strongly defined as a set of personal beliefs outlining what one has determined to be the optimal mode of social organization. It is not descriptive. It is normative. An ideology always proposes a view of the world as it should be, whether or not the current state of things matches it or whether there has been anything like it in the past. The most popular forms of political ideology are statist in nature, which means that they are formed around, in the context of, or presupposing the existence of a government or state. This is why most of the time when someone is asked about his political ideology, he will describe what he thinks of as an ideal government, how the existing government should change, or how it should act in general. All political ideologies are necessarily the expression of subjective values. It is not possible to conceive of a single statist political ideology that will be willingly adopted by everyone. So a large component of most of such ideologies invites the use of law and coercive enforcement to compel adherence to a single allegedly ideal code. In response, there has also arisen a branch of political ideologies that are anarchist in their approach. These types of ideologies do not propose a unilateral implementation of a single mode of social organization in at least some areas. Instead, their advocates have found reason to believe that the absence of the enforcement of a code would allow members of society to organize themselves in a way the ideologue believes to be better than what could be achieved under a unilateral statist code. Despite rejecting a unilateral code, most anarchist ideologies still propose that there are proper modes of action for the members of their ideal society to follow, but they arise as theories of ethics rather than an enforceable law. Of course, it is possible to combine elements of both statist and anarchist ideologies into one's own ideology. Most people today hold some kind of hybrid ideology between advocating the use of law to direct certain actions and allowing human choices to produce outcomes in other areas, though this muddles logical consistency. A good example of this might be someone who believes the entrepreneurs should be left free to satisfy consumer demand, while at the same time believing anyone who watches porn should be threatened with time in a cage. Another common example is the belief that people should get to choose who they sleep with, or what kind of drugs they put in their body, but should be told how they must contract with their employers according to someone else's ideal. In either a statist, an anarchist, or a combined political ideology, the bearer of the ideology is formulating a prescription for society that best satisfies his own personal values, even if his personal values include everyone getting free healthcare, for instance, or maintaining a certain level of social order. However, it is possible to believe in certain aspects of a political ideology without realizing that the actual implementation of it would bring about the exact opposite in the real world. Ideologies are theoretical means to very real ends. They can be correct in satisfying their intent. They can be in disastrous error. They need constant refinement. Throughout history, it has been the most consistent arguments that win out, from the development of the theory of evolution to accepting the fact that the Earth revolves around the sun and not the other way around. A truly objective political ideology is impossible, but if the search continues for the next best thing, a universalizable political ideology, it will have to end up being one that remains at all times sensitive to the differences between individuals and best promotes their cooperation toward mutually advantageous ends, rather than setting them at odds with each other. This has been All Things Voluntary. Thank you very much for watching.